didn't already read the title, this is do not make this mistake when you're running promoted listings for Etsy. I highly recommend that you don't run promoted listings the way that I just did. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about inside my Etsy account, because if you do, you're probably going to waste a lot of money, because I just did. That's always fun. By the way, I'm Hannah Gardner, and in this channel I'm documenting my e-commerce journey via Etsy, my Shopify website, all the marketing, Facebook ads, Pinterest, Etsy strategies that I'm using. I'm documenting that on here, as well as a lot of other digital marketing, you know, nerdy stuff. So if that's something that you're into, make sure that you smash that subscribe button. It really helps when you guys give feedback, give comments, you know, subscribe to the channel, because that helps me know what's working, what's not working, what I can do better for my future content. I just grabbed my computer. I'm gonna hop in and screen share with y'all real quick. Did I just say y'all? What? Who am I? Okay guys, we're inside my Etsy account. This is in my marketing tab under promoted listings. So what we really need to look at is these dates that I ran this specific promoted listing that was set up horribly. Like, don't do this. Okay, so when you come in here and you go to the dates that I ran this at, you will see I spent $47.11 and I got 125 clicks with 11,000 impressions. So that is actually not totally like a horrible click-through rate, because that is over 1%, or it's about 1% click-through rate, which is not that bad, honestly. But the problem arises when I look at how much I was spending to acquire those clicks. So when you come and you set up your promoted listings, this is what I actually was taught from the other channel, Add to Cart, with Dave, and he's really, really good at Etsy, and he actually like coached me one-on-one. So also subscribe to his channel because he talks about Etsy a lot. And this is something that he taught me. So this is where I really messed up though, because I even watched his videos and I don't know, I think I messed up. So pay attention to the videos. Okay, so when you come in here and you look at what I was spending per click, what I was spending was way, way too high. So how I set it up that was wrong, when I came in here and managed my my promoted listings, Etsy is like way simpler than like Facebook or Pinterest and all that stuff. It's really simple, and I still managed to mess it up. So when you set up your promoted listings, you can set your daily budget. You can make sure that they are advertising automatically. And then you can also choose between your bidding options. So you can do an auto bid, or you can set your maximum cost per click, which is your CPC, your max CPC. And so originally when I was setting this up, I think I was trying to put 11 cents instead of $11, and I had my max CPC at $11. So what that's telling Etsy is I don't care, because that's really high, first of all. So that means I'm willing to pay $11 for one click. So that's like extremely, extremely high. And so I think what I meant to do was actually put 11 cents, but I typed in $11 by an accident. And so what that was telling Etsy is like, I don't care who you show my ad to or where you put it. I just want you to spend my budget, and you know, here's $11 per click. So I was getting all these clicks, but they were really, really expensive and more than what I should have been spending, when in reality, I should have put like the lowest max CPC, which is like 11 cents. So that means that you get the cheapest clicks possible. And so when you put that max CPC at $11 and you're paying that much money per clicks, that means that you're using up your budget really rapidly, and you're not really collecting good data or a lot of data, because you're using all your budget really fast. So you want to, when you're starting out and you just open an Etsy store, you want to collect as much data as possible to find out your winners, to see which tags win and all this stuff. And so you don't want to put, unless you have the budget for it, but even then you don't want to be spending that. I mean, you don't want to spend that much money, because So why I actually put it, I think like in Pinterest, when you do manual bidding and you actually put your max CPC, like your max CPC, the way that Pinterest calculates it is it's like it's a score basically. So they score it based off of your click-through rate and then what I think it's like how much, you know, you're willing to pay. And then they average that number together. And then basically whoever has like the highest average, you know, between what they're willing to pay and their click-through rate, Pinterest, you know, shows their pin at the top more frequently, I think, or something. So I don't know. I guess I might have thought that like Etsy was similar to that, where you're getting like rated on your Etsy promoted, you know, your listings based off of how much people like it, and then they're grading you. But I don't know. Maybe they still do it like that. But regardless, if you don't want your max CPC to be set for $11 by any means. So make sure that when you're testing out promoted listings, you have like the lowest cost. So 11 cents from what Dave told me is a really good place to start with entering your CPC and letting that run. And it's not going to spend your whole budget. So my daily budget now is $50 a day, and my max CPC is set for like 18 cents. And it hardly spends my budget. It like, it will spend like maybe like so far for like a week I've been running it, it's only spent like $30 or something like that, because my bid is really low. So it's only going to spend the 11 cents when I get that click. So getting those clicks takes a little bit longer, but it also saves you money. So with that being said, don't set your max CPC to $11 per clicks. And I didn't get any sales from this. And you can also see that on a lot of these, when I did have the budget, the max CPC for $11, you can see my impressions versus my clicks was extremely, like my click-through rate was extremely low. And that is just because it's giving, Etsy is giving me a lot of impressions, but it's not really showing it correctly. It's not showing it to the right people. So my cost per click went up because I was getting a lot less clicks, but more impressions, where you want to have a higher click-through rate with better quality, you know, clicks with, you know, with a cheaper cost. So with that being said, make sure that if you're testing out promoted listings, you know, activate all your listings, let it start collecting data, but put your max CPC extremely low, and then keep your budget up high. And then what that's going to do is, you know, over the course of a week as you're letting it run, it's probably not going to spend, it's very unlikely it's going to spend all your budget, or it's very unlikely that it's going to even spend, you know, probably $10 a day, because it's not spending that much on mine. And let it collect data, let it collect clicks, and then what you do after that is you basically come up here and, you know, based off of how many sales you got or whatever, you want to look at your tags, and you can click here and go to search terms. And this is where, like, you know, the money is really made, is you come in here, you look at your tags that are getting high click rates and high purchases, and then you're also weeding out the tags that are getting high click rates but no purchases, because those tags, according to Dave, are they're dead tags, or they're tags that are sucking up your money, but they're not making you any money. So, you know, boho earring is like a really generic tag, and I'm getting a high click rate, and a lot of impressions, but I'm not getting any sales. So I spent $13 for 47 clicks, and I didn't have any sales. So even though the click rate's high, this word boho earring is suggesting something other than what they actually want when they go click on the actual product. They go to the boho earring, and I guess it's like not what they expect it to be. So this tag is pretty much wasting my money and sucking up my budget when it's just not what they expect it to be when they actually go to the product. So it's kind of hard to admit, but you have to go back in here and you have to start, you know, refinding new tags and just keep testing the tags until you get a high click rate and the amount of revenue that tag's generating you is high in, you know, relative to, you know, your product cost and your budget and all these other things. So it's all just testing, trial and error. But if there's one takeaway from this video, don't put your max CPC at $11 per click, because just don't do that. So, all right, guys, that is the video. I hope you guys got some value out of this. And if you did enjoy this video, I'm making videos weekly, so make sure you smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.